Okay, welcome to another poorly edited cooking video from someone who wouldn't even call himself an amateur chef. But I like hunting and fishing, and I like cooking stuff. So a couple of people asked me how I make a fish stock, and I found a lot of weird advice on the internet. So I thought I'd post my my method. They say don't use oily fish. They say use halibut. These are, I guess, real chefs saying this. They say that it comes out better if you use oily fish like salmon. I've found that salmon works actually quite well, and so does halibut, and so does a bunch of other stuff. So you need a bunch of carcasses. I've got a bunch of carcasses here. Always want to have a couple of heads, because that's actually how I tell when it's done. If you can put a wooden spoon right through the head, you know it's been simmering long enough. So I got a bunch of salmon carcasses in here, some fins. Save all those little bits. This is if you don't catch fish, like I catch all my fish, but if you're not a fisherman, buy the entire fish and get them to fillet it for you if you don't know how to do it, because you get a lot more utility if you buy the whole animal. These stocks are a great way to make use of the carcass, and it lowers the cost of the fish the more use you get out of it, so it ends up being pretty cheap. And it isn't that expensive. So what I have here is a mirepoix I'm going to put in, which is mainly onions. I think it's like 60% onions, 40% carrot, 40% celery. I've ground it up in my food processor, the Ninja, which is a piece of shit. It grinds this stuff on the bottom very fine, and then the stuff at the top looks like that, which is not great. And I'm also going to put in a couple sheets of nori. This is the stuff you get that they use to roll sushi, and it'll just break down into nothing. So I'll throw all that in there. And then after we make our stock, we got a sink full of crustaceans here. We're gonna turn into crab risotto. Got some nice ones, 7.5-inch crabs. So yeah, that's the plan for today. I'm not gonna make you watch the whole thing. So, but the next stage is for me to get this up to a boil, and I'll simmer it for approximately an hour and a half. I don't put any salt in at this stage either. Salt is something I put in at the final stage for when it's being used in a recipe. I feel like if you have minerals in the water, it sort of inhibits the absorption of minerals from the carcasses. Okay, looks like our stock's done. So you can see the head here is a little bit mushy. See how it just breaks apart? Not much left of it there. That means all the cartilage and the collagen is broken down into the stock. I should also mention that after I turned that camera off at the beginning, I added about a bunch of crab legs and a head of garlic. I've got mixed feelings about lemon or wine being added to the stock. I generally use it when I'm using the stock for cooking, so I don't like to double up. But if you want, you could definitely put some in. So next step is to strain this mess. I've got that set up here with some cheesecloth. So that was a pretty heavy batch. So I'll let this cool a little bit, press down on it a bit, and get all the remaining stock out of it. And the next step will be setting it aside for freezing and cooling. Okay, I'm cooling the stock, but I've set aside 4 cups for the risotto tonight. And you can see this layer. I don't know if you can see it there on the top. That's the best fish oil supplement money can't buy. And you can make that out of salmon carcass. So give it a shot.